Good morning. My name is Deputy Chief Roy Mokosso, RoyMokosso. We're here today, unfortunately, due to the intentionally set fire that occurred this morning. Crews arrived at 8:45 this morning with the report of flames coming from the building behind me at 430 Dale Street North. They arrived, quickly extinguished the fire, and then notified the investigators. The investigator that showed up identified this as a suspected incendiary fire, meaning that this fire was suspected to be intentionally set. Since then, the investigators have confirmed that their suspicion that the fire was intentionally set. We've coordinated with the St. Paul Police, as well as the State Fire Marshal's Office, and also the ATF. The building was not occupied at the time of the fire, and there were no injuries reported. This unfortunate event occurred while the building was being remodeled, and impacts the community, as well as delays any future opportunities for this building to be occupied again. To talk a little bit about the investigation and the police side of things, I'll invite Deputy Chief Legault.
My name is Joshua Legault. I'm Deputy Chief of Operations for St. Paul Police Department. My name is spelled Joshua-Legeo. St. Paul police officers responded to this scene today to support the fire efforts to knock down the fire and to begin our police department investigation. We benefit from a good relationship with the fire department. They collect the evidence at the scene, and we collect evidence outside of the scene to support our inquiry into this. This is not the first damage caused at a mosque in our city in the last couple of weeks, and not the first fires to be caused in the Twin Cities metropolitan area. We take this very seriously, and our investigators are already working to determine how we can learn who's responsible for this and to hold them accountable. I'll turn it over now to Mayor Carter.
We've said it before, and I hate that we have to say it again, but we will say it again and again and again. We do not tolerate attacks against our communities of faith. This is a mosque that was attacked today, but make no mistake about it, our communities of faith were attacked today. Because one of the things that I'm proudest of in St. Paul is that we know that we live in that web of mutuality. Pastor McGee is here with us today from Camphor, the pastor at Camphor. We have our Jewish leaders and our Christian leaders and our Muslim leaders who all stand together and who all know that an attack against one of us really is an attack against all of us. I'm disgusted to have to stand in front of some cameras, have to stand in front of some microphones, and again, tell you what I think about an arson at a mosque. An arson at a mosque, an arson at a place of worship, a place of peace. That feels like a story from a different version of America. That feels like a story that ought to take place in a different chapter of our history. And yet here we are in the year 2023. We have leaders of our community who are gathered here today, who shouldn't have to be here today, who should be able to be at their jobs and at all the different spaces that we have to be. And yet, here we are once again. I want to say thank you to the men and women of our St. Paul Fire Department. Thank you to the men and women of the St. Paul Police Department. Whoever committed this crime, you will be caught. You will be held accountable for your actions, because St. Paul does not accept or tolerate this type of violence. I want to say to every member of our Muslim community, we have already spoken with our police department, with our fire department. As you already heard, we are upping patrols, we are upping our readiness, and we're working with, in particular, our imams and our leaders of community to make sure that we are increasing our state of readiness to be able to not only react when something like this occurs, but to be able to work together to prevent something like this from ever occurring ever again in the future of our city. Stay tuned for more on that, but we're absolutely going to be taking action. Representative Samakat Hussein.
Hello, good morning, and thank you for being here all. My name is Representative Samakaf Hussein. I do represent District 65A, which we are in right now, and I am frustrated, really frustrated, when I got called from the community members and saying that, mosque has been attacked. This is not the first time that we've seen something like this. It's been happening. It's been happening in Minneapolis, and it happened 6 mosques has been attacked in a worship place. In St. Paul, May 12th has been attacked another mosque in east side of St. Paul. And now we are here, we can all see what happened. And as a legislator, we are working hard and working with the city, working with the mayor, working with the chief of police and firefighters. And we want to make sure that we hold accountability for those individuals that created a hate crime in our city, in our state. We cannot tolerate that, and we have no exceptions for hate crime in the state of Minnesota. We passed that bill about the hate crime, and we are holding accountability. We are putting the statute, and anyone that create a hate crime, we want to put them what they deserve. The community and the faith, all faith are here today with us. We're all praying together. And this is not the first time this thing's that happening. We are calling, if this keep happening, we want to make sure that federal involvement so we can thoroughly investigate. And our police trying so hard to get those individuals. And I would like to call right now Khair Jailani.
Jaylan Hussein, Executive Director of Khair Minnesota. Again, I want to echo what the mayor has said and Representative Hussein has said. First, appreciation and thank you to the first responders for addressing this unfortunate and horrific scene that we're in front. This is the Tawheed Mosque. It is a mosque that has been part of this community for some time, unfortunately today, this morning, this mosque has been completely burnt. This is one of the most serious burning or attacks against the mosque that we know of today in the state of Minnesota. We still do not know the extent of the damage. This marks the 6th attack of a mosque in the state of Minnesota in 2023. As Representative Hussein mentioned, just Friday, the Masjid al-Sunnah mosque was attacked. Its front doors were damaged by somebody who showed Islamophobia in their action. We are going to host a community press conference later today at 2 o'clock. We'll also pray out here. We're going to continue to do what we do. We did reach out to our Muslim leaders across the state of Minnesota this morning to let them know that this incident has happened and ask them individually to increase their security patrols. We're going to ask for law enforcement in the state of Minnesota today to pay a special attention to our mosque. And the reason why is because last month we had an arson attempt at one of our mosques that thankfully did not result in a major damage. But the next day we had a fire and the same arson attacking our mosque. We have no idea about this situation. It's still too early to determine, as you heard from, but we are not going to allow, we're going to learn the lesson from last time and make sure that our mosques and our law enforcement are working together to make sure that there is not a return of repeated attacks against our mosques in the next day. So the next 12, 24 hours, 48 hours are critical for us to make sure we identify who this individual is who was involved in this incident. So we're asking the public, as they always do and in the past have helped us, if they know any information this morning, if they drove by here and saw somebody suspicious. This is a very busy road as people try to get on the highway here. If you've seen anything or remember anything or were driving by the Roundel Library and know anything, we ask you to immediately reach out to the St. Paul Police Department, and we're asking for the public's help. It is a sad day for all of us to see a house of worship burnt, but we know it would have been even much more sadder if we lost a human life. And so we're thankful that we can always replace a building and a property. We can never replace a human soul. And so we're thankful about that. But we are not going to be quiet about this. We're going to make sure that all house of worship are protected in the state of Minnesota. And we will not allow this trend of where we are now, 6 mosques, that's the most in the country. That's the majority of the attacks against mosques in America are happening in our state. A state that I personally believe has incredible, hospitable, and welcoming people. And so with that said, I appreciate our law enforcement partners and the fire department. And to the community who gathered here today, I remind all of you that we will rebuild and we will continue to practice our faith without fear. Thank you.
We have a unique situation here. We have 2 communities of faith that share the same area. So I'd like to invite Pastor McGee from Camphor.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Frenchie McGee, the pastor of Camphor Memorial United Methodist Church. Thank you all for coming. We stand in solidarity with our neighbors. We stand in solidarity with all people of faith. And I want to say that personally, I am deeply saddened and absolutely thankful for our first responders. We're deeply thankful that no one was in the building and that no one was injured. But we want to say, and I say on behalf of our congregation and our trustees, our administrative council, this is not acceptable. We are one community. We will be in solidarity with our neighbors because this is not a time in our history when we can allow any person of faith to be terrorized for simply exercising their right to worship. It is not something that we will stand for, and we will be alongside our neighbors here in this community as Camphor has been for over 100 years. We are one community. We share different faiths, but we serve and love the same God. And we love each other as people of faith and as people of goodwill. We are one St. Paul and we stand together. If you know anything about this incident, please share your information so that these kinds of attacks against any community of faith can stop. As African American Christians, we understand what it means to have your place of worship terrorized. It is an attempt to attack the spirit, and we will not stand against this kind of evil in our communities. Yes. We are one St. Paul, and we will be one St. Paul for all citizens of St. Paul. Yeah. We will work together until we all feel safe in our communities of worship. Thank you so much.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. First of all, I would like to say thank you all of you for your solidarity with us. What happened to our mosque is very sad and very harmful for our community. Since we started living here in this mosque around 12 years, we didn't see any problem. It's simple. But right now there is a hate crime is increasing, and Islamophobia is increasing, attacking the mosques in Minneapolis and St. Paul. This first time I think in St. Paul started, and second time, right? The second time happened in St. Paul. The St. Paul city is a peace city because we are living with the peace. We don't have any problem. And I would like to say again, thank you for our mayor, police department, chief of police, firefighters, all of you, neighbors. Thank you for standing with us. This is not easy things. We need to know until the end what happened to our mosque, and we have to know. We have to bring to the accountability the people they are doing this. For the next time, we have to stop this hate crime. Thank you very much.
Can we get your name?
My name is Dr. Abdurrahim Ahmed. I'm the Imam of this mosque.
Can you spell both of your names for us, please?
Abdul Rahim. My name is Abdul Rahim.
We'd just like to spell it correctly.
Abdurrahim. My last name is Doyo. I'm the Imam of this community. I'm talking on behalf of my community, or Muslim community in simple.
Can you tell us about the building here? I understand it was, you know, it used to be the Model Cities building. I understand it was under renovation. Did you have plans to move in there? Had you been in there before? What's the situation?
Mohammed's the
That's our executive director. He gonna explain more.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
Great.
And then spell your name.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Muhammad. I'm the director of this community. It's really sad to see this happening. It was safe. We have been here for 12 years. We have a good neighbor here. So it's really heartbreaking. Today when I heard this news, I was at work and somebody called me. He saw our police department around, and when I came here, so I saw the building was just surrounded by police department and fire department. It's so sad, and I just want to say thank you for the mayor, the police department, and fire department. So what I want to say, yes, we have to work together. We have to stick together. We have to find these criminals. We expose any suspicious evidence to the police department.
You said your name was Mohammed. Can you
M-O-H-A-M-M-E-D. Last name Ambo, A-M-B-O.
How many members, how many people would come, how many families would come worship here?
A lot.
How big is your community?
Our community is big community, as thousands of people worship here. We bought another big building and remodeling this one, and it's under construction right now.
So you're remodeling this, and when did you hope to come in?
As soon it is.
Was it almost done?
Almost done, yes. It's cleaning left.
And how long had it been under construction?
It's for about 4 months, 4 or 5 months.
4 months.
4 months.
For you or the imam, you know, this is a house of worship, but this does not destroy your spirit.
No,
Can you talk about that?
It makes us stronger. This cannot damage our spirit. It has to make us stronger and make us work together with our neighbor and communities.
I'm trying to get this straight. So you bought this building, you were remodeling it and preparing to move into it, but had not been in there so far.
No, we lived here for the last 12 years.
Okay.
We moved to another big building in St. Paul and remodeling this one.